Hi, I'm Terrell Edwards, and welcome to Impact. I will be interviewing families as well as finding out how they've coped with the loss of loved ones. You will see and hear soon how their lives have been impacted.
Police are now beginning an investigation into the murder of a teen.
You know, you want your kids to bury you. You don't want to bury your kids.
And we did try speaking with Johnson's family today. They were not ready to talk with us on camera. Loved ones tell me this was not the outcome that they were expecting.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Impact. We're here today with Kenneth Glover Sr. Just to have a conversation, open conversation about his actually two sons that passed away in the same year. So, Kenny, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
To the show, man. Thank you for being here with us today. And once again, we offer up our condolences concerning your two sons. And could you give me their names?
Cortez Glover and Kenneth Glover.
Cortez and Kenneth Glover. What was the timing in which they passed? When did they?
Cortez died in April, and Kenneth passed away in December.
April.
Same year.
Same exact year. So I know that was pretty hard as a father and as a mother. I know that was pretty devastating for you. How old were they?
Cortez was 29 and Kenneth was 30.
Oh wow. Pretty young.
Young guy.
Yeah, man. So I know how it is to lose a loved one. I don't know how it is to lose a child, but I know how it is to lose a loved one. Losing my sister at a young age. So I'm pretty sure that was pretty impactful for you as a father, for both of your sons to lose. Are these the only two sons that you have?
No, I have another son right
Okay.
there, and I also got a daughter.
Wow.
But just losing two sons is crazy. It's hard to even explain. It's something that I would wish on nobody.
Okay. Yeah. So how's the rest of the family handling everything? I know it's probably pretty impact on them as well.
Yeah, the rest of the family, man, they holding up pretty well. But you know, the Kenneth and Cortez, they didn't really be around my mom and them that much. But they did come every now and then. So just the thought of losing two kids, it's crazy. At the same time, I lost another nephew, which is my brother's son, last year. So it's been a lot of death in this family, but we got a praying family, so we know things happen.
No doubt. So I'm gonna start with your first son, Cortez. Cortez, what type of young man Cortez was?
But Cortez was a real happy type guy. You know, he was happy type guy. He was all over the place. Cause one minute he wanted to be a rapper, then he wanted to be a chemist. He was just doing a lot of different stuff. But overall, he just was a happy little kid. You know what I'm saying? Loved sports. He played a lot of sports. Cortez grew up in sports. You know, his mom, she kept him in all different kinds of sports. And I mean, he did real good. He just unfortunately got in a car accident and passed away. So, and that happens every day. So, and that's what happened to Cortez. But Cortez was a good kid. We spent a lot of time together. And, you know, me and my two sons, we all kind of just alike a little bit. And, you know, we laughed and joked about a lot of different things. And I used to try to just tell them, hey, you know, everything look good ain't good. You know, at some point, you gotta realize what's fake and what's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it all look good,
Yeah,
but it all ain't good.
Definitely.
And it takes somebody that love you to take away the loud music to say, hey, it ain't all good. You know?
I can imagine. So Cortez, do you remember where you were when you got that call that Cortez had got in an accident?
Yeah, when Cortez got an accident, I was at work, and his mom called me and she said, hey, you know, Cortez got a car accident and he's at the hospital. You need to come out here. So I went out there and everything. Then they told me he was in a coma, and so I went in there, you know, grabbed his hand. He was still kind of warm, and I talked to the doctors, and they told me that you know, the machines were keeping him alive.
Mm-hmm.
So And then so we stayed out there a few days with Dad, but it was as time went by, because when the machines are on like that, it's steady costing every day. So, you know, it's hard to tell people, but it's the facts that, hey, you know, we're gonna have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna get no better. You know what I'm saying? We unplug these machines, it's over. You know what I'm saying? He already did, the machines keep him alive. So I had a discussion with his mom, and she's like, well, what we gonna do? You know? And she said, God could save anybody, you know? I said, well, God know what He gonna do, you know? It is what it is, so we have to believe that what God wanted for him is where he at, you know what I'm saying? So we have to just move on, you know? So that was kind of hard, because she was, in some kind of way, she thought that I could save it, you know? Do something.
Of course.
Because I'm thinking, like, I can't do nothing.
You know, during that whole transition, I'm sure it's hard for everybody.
It's hard,
very impactful, and your emotions are running. Everybody thinking, you know, and of course everybody want their kid, their family member alive. But it seems to me that you had came to that term that you know, it was pretty much the end was near for him, and you was at peace with that. Something, you know, because I know you're a man of faith, so I know you were at peace with knowing what was about to happen.
Yeah, I was at peace with it, because despite what people may say, and I truly believe that God can change anything. Those are facts. But talking to the doctor said, hey, you know, he's brain dead.
Okay.
And there's nothing we can do. So when I talked to his mom, she's like, well, God can change anything. I said, yeah, you're right. But I mean, God gonna do what He gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And we gotta move on. We gonna have to thank God for whatever happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And if we even went another day just to see, you know, because my faith is strong. You know, hey, you know, let's let it be what it's gonna be. God gonna do what He gonna do, and I'm at ease for whatever God has chosen for our son. And
So Kenny, is there any impact that you've seen his death maybe made on his siblings, that you noticed any difference in? Because you know, death impacts us in so many different ways. Sometimes you don't always see it initially. Sometimes you begin to see things over time, not only in other family members, but sometimes even in ourselves. We begin to see things differently. We begin to certain things become more important to us now. Just little things. Have you noticed anything in yourself or in his siblings?
Yeah, well, when Cortez passed away, and I thought to myself, I said, man, you know, I planned so much stuff, because he got a little daughter named Chloe, and I said to myself, I gotta start spending more time. Before he passed, I said, man, we gotta spend more time together, you know, because no one knows the day, the time, or when we gonna leave here. So I tried to spend more time with him, and then after he passed away, I said, man, I gotta spend more time with his daughter. You know, because when somebody passed, the impact, it makes you start to think like, well, I want to do better. I gotta do better. You know, Cortez gone now, so I need to start doing what I supposed to been doing from the start. And but unfortunately, it don't always go that way, because good intentions, they don't always go as you plan. You know, because even though Cortez passed away, you still got your life to live. You still gotta live. You still gotta pay bills. You still gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? But you think about the fact that you lost one son, and I tried to get that to bring me and my other son a little closer. You know, even after he passed, we talked, and he said, "Pops, we gotta spend more time together, man." So that was the impact, because of Cortez passing, it made me and my other son feel as though we needed to bond a little better.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Kenny. So Kenny Jr. So it actually it impacted Kenny as much as well. It let Kenny realize that his relationship with you needed to be more solid in your brother's death. So. So did it impact? Did it impact you emotionally? Anything that you noticed of where you know, because some people, unfortunately, you know, it's understandable. You know, everybody's level of faith is not what your level of faith is. So you know, sometimes people in losing loved ones, they get angry. They become angry with God. They become, you know, You know, because it's an impact, it's real.
Right.
So had you seen that in yourself or any of your family members?
Yeah, well, me personally, my faith is strong, but at the same time, I'm still human. So my emotions are going to sometimes outweigh my faith, you know, because I believe in God, but at the hospital table while he laying there, I'm like, God, come on, God.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
You want him to raise the dead.
Yeah, don't let this happen, you know. I'm going to pray, you know, individuals feel like if they're close to God enough, they can pray and God will answer their prayers. So when I prayed for him, I walked out the room, my faith was so strong, I said, when I walk back in here, the straight line ain't gonna be straight no more, you know?
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. And so I was angry, and I questioned, you know, God, why? You know, so.
And thank you for being honest with that.
Yeah, my faith is strong, but when people die that you love, I mean, you want somebody to answer for it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you say, this is the high God, so God, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, come make a move.
That's right.
You know, when you don't make a move, you ain't as happy as you are when he make a move for you to get a better job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I was angry about the fact that, you know, God didn't bring Cortez back, you know, didn't raise him from the table they've been laying on, and I just, you know, I was very emotionally sad for a period of time because I just was weak, and then I started to pray and ask God to restore my faith because I'm weak, you know, so I need you to restore. And Cortez had been going through some things that he was going through, and it's just that what was crazy about Cortez is that they had started working for a company, and they were an asphalt company. They was mixing asphalt, so they started to mix all kind of stuff, trying to make all kind of drugs and stuff, and they ended up getting into their brain, you know. And he started trying to, you know, him and his friend, he said, man, you know, I wonder, is God really real? I said, son, you talking crazy. And then his friend that he was hanging with, he had 3 6s tattooed across his forehead.
Wow.
So that was the first time I ever seen that before. I said, man, y'all really? Because I heard, you know, I heard about people worshiping the devil and all that. But Cortez said, man, I'm just wondering. And I assured him that God is real.
God is real. That's right.
But shortly after that, Cortez died, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So God had other plans for Cortez. Because where he was headed wasn't good, you know.
Yeah.
And so if the way it impacted me, that it let me know that no matter how strong your faith is, we still human, and we still gonna be emotionally sad when we lose somebody that we love.
Of course.
But
because in this world we're gonna have trouble, and you know, and things come our way. There's nothing that shields us from these tragedies happening to us, and even though we know it, when it happens, it's a whole another different emotion. And then, you know, I would imagine that insult to injury. Shortly after that, how many months you lose your other son? So how many months in between?
It was Cortez died in April.
Okay.
And Kenneth died in December.
Oh wow.
December 1st.
Wow.
He passed away.
And so I'm sure you're still dealing with the impact of your first son, and then
I hadn't got over my first son just yet,
right,
you know. Then I was home, just got off work. I was home asleep on the couch, and then somebody called my wife, and my wife, she really extra emotional, so she just started crying. So I said, "What's wrong?" You know, because I wait on you to tell me what's wrong. They just start crying. What's up?
You know something wrong.
And she said, you need to get up and put your clothes on. And I said, for what? She said, they say they're getting dead. I said, no. So anyway, I said, no, that can't be true. But so I got up and put my clothes on, and you know, sometimes when you come to a scenery that you kind of like done heard about what's going on, when you get there, everything slow down.
Yeah.
So as I got in park behind the Brotherhood, got out, I could hear everybody talking, oh man, here comes his daddy. You know, oh man, it's terrible. You know, you hear all this stuff.
Yeah, so every step you take, you knew that the information that you had just received, every step you take is being confirmed.
Yes, I'm hoping that maybe they got the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So when I walk up and I see Inez, and Inez is a good friend of mine, and she said, "Tiger, just breathe."
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Why is she telling me all this stuff?" You know. So is he dead for real? So I get up there and they got the tape up, so I see the police and everything. So I talk to the police for a minute. Inez tell the police, "Hey, this is Daddy." So the police come up, we talk for a minute, and the police say, "Well, you can't come past the tape."
Wow.
You know, it's confirmed that we can't give you any information at all, but you can't come past the tape. So when I said, "Well, hey, I'm just his father, man. I just want to see him," you know. So in my mind, I'm thinking, this is how strong my faith is. If I could just get over there and I could pray for him,
It'd be all right.
he'll be all right.
It'd be all right.
Whatever happened, you know what I'm saying? So I try to run up under the tape to try to get to him, you know. And still at that point, I want my son to know, hey, I'm out here fighting for you.
I'm out here fighting for you.
Yeah, I'm coming.
So obviously you get there, tape, he's been shot.
Yeah.
And so you run over.
I run up under the tape.
Yeah.
The police chase me. They take me down. They got their hand on my neck, you know. And then all the people that's from where I live at, they all like to say, "Hey, you can't do that to him. You know, you can't punch him. You can't do all this stuff right there." So,
I mean, I would have hoped that they would have been a little bit more sensitive. But I guess that they I don't see a justifiable reason, but I mean, I understand. But it seemed like they would have been more sensitive. But you over there, you on the ground.
Yeah, I'm over there on the
your
ground.
emotions running.
Yeah, I'm running.
I'm sure you're angry. I'm sure you're angry because you're over there to see your son, and now you being treated like something wrong with you. So I can imagine that was traumatic.
Yes. So they put me in the back of the police car, and I talked to the sergeant. I said, "Well, you know, what if it was your son? You know?" He said, "I understand, man." He said, "But you don't want to see that, you know." And when I sat back in the back of the police car, and, you know, I just prayed, and I realized that the situation that I put myself in wasn't a good situation because somebody just got shot, somebody got killed. So by me running, they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So then.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah, that's good because I try my best to deal with facts. You know, and you don't deal with stuff until you have to take a minute to sit back and think to yourself. They put me back in the police car. I said, "Well, you know, I could have got killed." You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, while I'm doing all that running and all this other stuff, I'm dealing off emotions. Ain't nothing I can really do.
Yeah.
The man is dead. He dead. You know what I'm saying? And so I sat in there for a little while, and then they ended up letting me back out. And they said that nobody could see him or move nothing until the coroner people come. And then I was with my mom and all my family. I said, "Well, we ain't going nowhere until they move the body."
Wow.
You know, so we stayed until they moved the body. But it didn't impact me as much as it did with Cortez. Okay. And the reason why is because with Kenneth, the life he was living, his destination was either jail or death. And I told him on many occasions. I said, "Where you going? You be going nowhere good. Yeah. Your destination is bad."
Yeah. So you obviously you warned him.
I warned him.
And so he was because he was an up and coming artist as well. So we know what comes with that sometimes. Unfortunately, with the death of so many other young people. So I'm being that you're from the neighborhood. You've been around the corners a couple of times, and so you see what the impact of all of those things have on individuals. So I can imagine you just being a father, just talking to them straight up about the potential of just being in that lifestyle.
Yeah, before the Kenneth got shot, that's what I told the Kenneth. I said, "The Kenneth, we was at my mom's house because he always be to my mom's house. So we just passing by each other. Yeah. Because my old room is where he been all the time. So I come over there sometime. And the last thing I told my son, man, we was just laughing, joking. And he said, "Man, give me some of that money." That's what he told me. I said, "Son, if it was anything that I could give you, I'd give you my eyes so you can see what I see." Wow. That's what I told him. My son, he was real smart. So he said, "What you mean by that, Pops?" Because I say little stuff, And he sometimes don't get it.
Yeah.
If he don't get it, he asks me why I said it.
Yeah.
I said the reason I said it is because you gonna give your life up for nothing.
JK, really?
Yeah, the way you living, man, you don't have no real purpose. You know, you living, but you ain't living. You know, you got 2 kids, you got so much to look forward to. Make a move.
Yeah.
The day is, listen, the day is the day to make a move. That's why I tell my son all the time. So when he died, it didn't bother me as much as if I thought he wasn't gonna get killed. I knew he was gonna get killed and go to jail forever, 1 or 2. And then when you associate yourself with, anytime you associate yourself with anything, whatever happens to it, it happens to you.
Yeah.
There ain't no way around it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, and I explained that to him too. I said it's hard to put yourself in a position where whatever somebody else do, you're accountable for it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I heard you mention his 2 kids. He has 2 kids.
He got 2 little kids.
Okay. So did Cortez have any children?
Little kid, Cortez got 1 little daughter.
Okay. So are they at that age where you can? I know it was it was recent, but are they at that age now where you can see the impact? Are they asking for their fathers? Are they? Could you see any impact that's made?
They're too young for that.
Okay.
But my son, his oldest son, me and my son look so much alike that when he see me, he think I'm him.
You think you're him?
Yeah.
Wow.
He think I'm him. He said, Papa.
Yeah.
And I answer, but I ain't him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I told my son, I said, man, if you don't live for anything, because it's obvious that you don't care that much about yourself. Live for your sons, man. He loved his sons. So I said, be a better father. And the only way you're going to do that, you got to be here for them. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was a good kid, man. And sometimes, it's a crazy thing about this, when he got shot, I got shot right across the street from where he got killed.
Wow.
And I took him there a week or 2 ago and say, hey, look.
Prior
This
to
where I got,
him dying.
I used to give him, because he always come in the barber shop and mess with Taylor. Oh, Taylor, what's up there? I said, man, come on, that noise, man. Come on, man. And then he said, you know what, I was telling him about something. Dealing with all these different girls and just running around crazy. Come on, man, you gotta get yourself together. He said, I'm just like you. I said, no, you like the dummy. You ain't, I'm way smarter than I used to be.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be anything like me, be now.
Yeah.
Don't be the old me, because the old me, you see what happened to me.
So when you said OU, so he know that there was a period of time that you wasn't around in his life, and so he's really drawing from things that he may have heard, and so the things that you've gone through in your life and the impact that it made on you, that made you, I believe, it made you just a better father. So you're coming out, you wanted to come out and save your sons.
Right. My son Kenneth, he actually based his life on the life that I lived. That inspired him.
That inspired him.
He see me and light up.
And see, that's the impact.
That's the
So
impact.
that where we come and the stuff we do that we may think is just pertains to us at that moment. Not we don't realize that down the road it makes an impact on the people coming behind us. So he wants to emulate what he see, what he's heard, his father, the reputation that his father had. He's trying to live that life, so it impacted him that he wanted to, I guess he wanted some street cred as well.
Right. He wanted to say, hey, I'm just like my dad. And I told him, and the thing that I did when I got a chance to talk to my son, I gave him the truth.
Yeah.
See, the truth ain't always as shiny as the lies,
Yeah.
But the truth will hold you over in the hard times. I used to tell him, I said, hey man, everything I did, all that stuff I did, man, I was a fool. I've been tricked into thinking that everything I was doing was what I was supposed to do, but that ain't what I'm supposed to do. And then if you're poisoning your own people, you ain't nothing. I can tell my son, I don't want you to be inspired by the bull crap I did. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? To take a person, because everybody want to be important. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to shine a little bit. But I ain't want to shine in his eyes like that. I want to give him the truth, and if the truth don't make me look good to you, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give you the truth, and I'm going to feel good when I give it to you.
Yeah, I dig that. So let me ask you, so the manner in which he died, at that moment when you came to the scene, he had been shot. I mean, like, at that moment, what was the impact? Were you angry at were you angry at the neighborhood? You know, were you angry at just, you know, I know sometimes, you know, when we see different things going on, especially when it comes to violence, it comes to, you know, black on black crime, it comes, you know, sometimes we, you know, we would get angry. And so was that, did any kind of strong emotions come over at that moment?
Yeah, well, when my son got killed, man, it bothered me badly because the fact that I had told him that I came up on him on many occasions when he was surrounded by all his homeboys that he hang with. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I told him all the time, I said, listen, these guys gonna get you killed or they gonna tell on you, one or two. Like they used to hear me say it. I wasn't whispering to it.
Oh, yeah.
I could tell him in front of him. I said, these dudes gonna get you killed or they gonna be the one to tell on you. And the reason I told him that is because that's what happened to me. Yeah. So if it happened to me, why it ain't gonna happen to you?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the guys I was hanging with, I used to be with all the time, they told on me. So if they did that to me, why wouldn't they do it to you? Mm-hmm. You know, so I told him that. So when it happened to him, the first thing I said to myself is, I told you that, man. You know, I'm talking, he dead, but I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
In my mind, I said, man, I told you that.
Yeah.
I went to where he got shot at, and I reached down and I grabbed some of the blood, because there was so much blood. I grabbed some of the blood and I put it in my hand. I just said, man, I told you, you know, and this is the blood of my blood. It's different, you know. I hate to see anybody's child get killed, but when it's your child, you know, I passed all day saying, oh, that's a shame how they kill such and such. But when it's your child, it impacts you in a way that it takes something from you that you can't get back. You know, so when they killed Kenneth, it's like it took a lot out of me. I'm thinking to myself, like, is there anything you could have done to prevent him from getting killed? You know, but
I can imagine. I can imagine that, and you know, what could I have done? You know, sometimes did it ever impact you in a way where you may have blamed yourself in some ways, or did it impact you in that manner?
Yeah, well, it impacted me because a part of me I wanted my son to love me, you know, because I had been out of his life for so long, and a part of me I need to be real with him, and to be really, really real with him, we would have never got along, because everything you're doing is against what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? But my love for you,
that's right,
is so strong that I'm willing to water down the stuff that I need to tell you. So what I did to him was, because he liked me so much, I got cool with him. And I shoot stuff at him every now and then in a joking way. Well, they gonna kill you sooner or later, you'll get yourself together. You know, I hit him off with that, you know what I'm saying? And he brings some guys around to my mama house sometime, and I tell him, I say, man, hey, don't be bringing the people around here now. Because you don't really know them. And I said something to my mama, and when I tell you, I told my mama, listen, she gave me a look as if she didn't really care about me in the way that she used to because of what I said. And what I told my mama was this. I said, Mama, listen, let me tell you this. If it was gonna happen to somebody that was associated to this family because of what he was in, it happened to the right person. And the reason I told her that was because these people, they don't care about life. That means they'll kill everybody. They don't care who you is. I told Mom, I said, they'll kill you. They'll kill you and think nothing of it. So, are you willing to give your life for something that you don't have anything to do with? I'm not. No, I'm not.
So you basically just giving up the realities of being out here, as well as you trying to give him the realities, and you know, of course, you had to give it to him in a way that you felt like he was able to grasp it, because at the end of the day, it's the message I'm sure you was trying to convey to him, and unfortunately, you know, everybody don't learn at the same pace, you know, so you have to give it to him, you know, you have to give it to him in dosage, because the thing that matters most that you want him to get. You know, and so it seems to me that you found a way to communicate with him so he knew exactly what you meant. You know, his friends or the people that he hung around. You know, since this occurred, have you been able to like have any communication with them? Are they talking differently? Any of his friends, have you seen any type of impact that his death, you know, have made on them?
Well, a lot of his friends, when he got killed, a lot of them called me. You know, I got a lot of phone calls, you know, people saying, well, we think this happened and this, we think that happened. And my reply to them was this: if you can't bring him back, don't call me.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah, if you can't bring him back, ain't no sense of calling me about none of the stuff that you're saying, because it don't mean nothing. You know, and then when it came to people who I feel like really cared about him, there was a lot of girls that were good friends of his that came to my mom's house and brought a lot of different stuff, whether it was money, whether it was food, whatever it may have been. Even yourself brought some stuff, and I thank you for that. But when it comes to the guys that he was up there with every day, they ain't bring nothing.
They bring into it.
Nah, they ain't bring nothing. But he knew that because I already told him. But see, my son, he had the ingredients for what he needed to know because I gave it to him.
You gave it to him.
Yeah, I gave it to him. And he liked me enough, he loved me enough to accept what I say.
Yeah.
But that don't mean that's going to change how he moves.
Yeah. It doesn't call you to break away from what you know. It's just that you've been armed with the truth. And so I think the truth is so important. We know a truth is better than a lie. So you know, him having a father in his life, you were out of his life for
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
20 years.
20 years. And so so I can imagine when you got out from being incarcerated, I can imagine that time with him was you was trying to make up. Every day was 2 for 1. You was trying to make up for the time that you wasn't with him. Did you get an opportunity when you were incarcerated? Did you get the opportunity to see him?
Yeah, I did. When his mom, I got some pictures of when he came to see me, and then I had the opportunity to go down. And it was crazy about this. When I got out, he was going in.
Oh wow!
So we missed each other. You know?
So he was incarcerated for a time as well.
Yeah, he was there for 10 years. So when I got out, he was in, and I went to go see him. And I said to the gate that he was behind, and I told him the things I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you gotta live, man. He got into a fight on the avenue with somebody. Hey, man, let's tie up here fighting. Come up here. So I go up there, he got his shirt off, he's running around crazy. A guy finally get him in the car, I said, listen, don't let these people steal your life.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I said, don't let these people steal your life, man. Come on, man. He said, all right, Pops, I hear you, man. Yeah, they gonna steal your life. That's what they gonna do for you. Yeah, they gonna, it's one thing to get into a fight with people, man, and that was the old way. See, that's what my son thought. He thought that when you go to prison at a young age, when you get out, you stay young. So he thought young. He thought like he would, but when he went, you know, when he went to prison, they weren't killing like that. But when he got out, you in a whole other game. Yeah, they're killing everybody because they don't care about it. When you don't care about God, you don't care about killing. Like me, myself, I hadn't been in the streets for a long time and I never killed nobody. And one of the reasons I never killed nobody because I always been scared of God.
Yeah.
Always, oh man, I thought to myself, if I kill somebody,
he gonna get me.
He gonna punish me.
Yeah.
I still think like that today.
Yeah.
That's just how I came up as a kid, you know. But they don't think like that, you know. So I told him, I said, hey, I told my son, they gonna rob you for your life.
Wow.
No, not your shoes, not your wallet. I don't know if you remember back a long time ago, they had a guy named Filar. He robbed a guy for his Filars and they gave him 10 years. That was like the worst crime we ever thought of. Oh man, you don't went to jail for that. Yeah, but they don't want your shoes, they want your life.
Wow.
And then when they kill you, they don't want nothing you got, they just want you to be dead.
Yeah, they want you gone.
This kid got shot upwards 15 times.
Wow. It was 15 times that he got shot. Wow. That time of his death.
Almost, yeah.
Wow.
He got shot prior to that, he got shot in the butt.
So this particular time, this night, when he passed away, 15 times.
They shot him 15 times.
Wow.
They shot him so many times that his chance of survival was 0.
Yeah.
He got when they finished, when the guns stopped popping, he was dead.
Stay.
Ain't no let's go try to save them all.
Wow.
You know, they can,
Wow.
people did whatever they could do. They can't.
We talked about him trying to change things around. He's trying to become an artist, a rap artist. During that time, did you start seeing a change him in terms of, you know, trying to give more attention to that than he was giving to anything else? Did you see
Yeah, he
excitement of,
yeah, he
sure
changed.
something new?
Yeah, he changed. He was in the process of changing, but changing easy.
Yeah.
He got a job, you know.
Yeah.
And then when he got the job, the people did a background check. They kind of find out that he been incarcerated, so they let him go. And I told him, he said, "Man, you ain't gonna believe this. They let me go, man." Then he went to talking, "Oh man, I'm big boy, because your ego in the way."
Yeah, ego in the way.
I big boy,
He hurt.
you know. Yeah, he hurt. He hurt.
He's hurt.
I big boy one day,
Yeah.
and I did all week at that job.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
you got to worry about the police.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you right about that. But like I said, I mean, you know. So he actually, I sent him to Colorado because he's like, yeah, man, I'm just going to get out here and get my son together. One of his homeboys got killed or some shit. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just going to go. So I gave him some money, got him a ticket to go to Colorado. He went to Colorado. He was up there to try to get a little job, get started, you know, somewhere new. And then the Florida and Georgia game came.
Wow.
And he came back.
Florida, Georgia took him out.
Florida, Georgia on Florida Avenue.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest part in the world.
Yeah.
So he came back and that was his first Florida
That was
Georgia
his
game
first Florida
since he had been gone.
Wow.
And when he see that, oh man, he said, I ain't never.
Never going back.
He said, I ain't never leaving.
Yeah.
So he stayed, man. And the day before he got killed, his little son's birthday party was gonna be that Saturday. He got killed that Friday night, and I seen him, and he said, "Daddy, listen, party gonna be at 3 o'clock Saturday." I said, "We'll be there."
Wow.
That's the last time I talked to him.
Last time you talked to him. Wow.
Last time I talked to him.
Wow. So the siblings, how are they have been impacted by his death, and have the family, either yourself individually, have you all reached out any services, anybody that you all talk to? Because sometimes, you know, when these deaths happen, I know when I was young, when I lost my sister, we didn't have grief counselors. If we did have grief counselors, we didn't know it. We just had to handle it, in the neighborhood with our families. So have that impacted them, that anybody has to go and see any professional help, any counselors?
No, nobody did that. But what happened was the pastor from First Baptist of Oakland, he came by and gave the family some words of encouragement, which was good.
Okay.
And the people from the church, because my mom had worked for the church family, so a lot of people from the church came through.
That's good.
And showed love, saying, we love you. Things happen sometimes, and just for those people showing that kind of love, it makes you feel good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if somebody died that you love and nobody comes by,
Yeah.
and then the people who came by, they didn't come by because of my son, they came by because of my mother, because
Yes.
they love her so much.
They love her so much.
This is a part of her.
Yeah.
So, but they know him
That's a big-
because we all came up.
Yeah.
We are out these. So, the impact that it has had on me when it comes to my son is, I question myself a lot. Did I love you enough to pull you out of what you was in instead of tell you about it?
Yeah.
But when a man is in his 30s, even though he look like that same baby that he was, he's a grown man.
He's a grown man.
Yeah, he's a grown man. At times I say, we got into an argument about something. I said, yo man, don't do that. He said, I'm a grown man. I said, what you right about that? I thought back to when I looked at the news one day, the son had killed my father.
Yeah.
So I said, let me calm
Let me
down.
calm down.
Let me calm down a little bit, because this man ain't 5 years old no more.
Yeah.
And they don't even know me like that because I've been gone.
Yeah.
You can't just jump back in people's life and tell them what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to just take the love that I can get out of you. I'm going to take that in the time that we spent together. I think he was out for 2 years. And in the 2 years, we didn't spend a lot of time together because of the kind of life he was living. we couldn't go nowhere together. But when I see him on the avenue, he'll fly down, Bob, and we'll stop and talk for a minute. But I got to watch over timer. I ain't gonna be here long. You know, I got a little baby to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So I talk to him for a few minutes, and I'm gone. You know, he'll laugh at me like, "Man, you tripped off. I'm trying to live." You know what I'm saying? And I explained that to him. I said, "Hey, I ain't here with you. I'm trying to live." But
So he saw an example of his dad. You know, being a man, handling this business with his family. You know, the officers did it. You know, I know you told me that. You know, you looked at it from another perspective. Why you was running? Why they had to do what they had to do? But you know, as officers in general, how this death of your son and how things are being handled, do it make you look at officers differently? Do you respect them more? The amount of attention that, you know, we're not talking about the case per se, but the amount of attention that your son's death is getting. How do you think that was handled, and you know, how has it impacted you? How you feel about them?
Well, when it comes to law enforcement, dealing with my son, how he passed, and the way they handle these cases, because I've been downtown and I talked to the detective and I wanted to know, you know, what's going on with my son's case, you know, and the detective, it's like a killing mules, and they get killed and we're gonna keep it moving, you know. You know, your son ain't no different than the last one just got killed, you know what I'm saying? And we just I talked to a guy was over the gang unit. He explained to me that I was going to have to pay for extra security because these deaths, these people will come shoot up the funeral. That's what he told me. And I told him this. I said, listen, you know, this funeral's going to be in the church. This church is covered by the word of God. But I'm also still going to get the security. I'm going to still get the security. Because it ain't just, I'm covered. Everybody might not be covered here. So, but when it comes to the detectives and all the police and all that stuff, they didn't show, you know, as if when the kid got killed, I talked to him, they was like, hey, you don't want to see it, I see it every day, you know.
So basically, you know, and to your point, they desensitized, they see it all the time.
Right.
You know, it's hard for them to, you know, because they see it so much, you know, and so, you know, unfortunately, it is happening at the alarming rate, you know, but I preferably the impact, you know, going forward, you know, maybe is there any groups that you're a part of? Is there anything that you've decided to do as a result of your son's passing? You know, if it is any type of efforts that you're thinking about, you have it in mind?
Yeah, well, you know what, Pastor Harry, when I was it's funny you asked me, I was just riding the other day and I said to myself, you know what, and I need to try to get in contact with bad dads, show some kind of concern, and maybe I can help save the next child from getting killed. You know what I said? Because if I don't do nothing, I ain't no better than the other people that ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it may have took my son to get killed for me to say, hey, come on, man, let's try to save some kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't save my own son. I tried, you know, but maybe I could save somebody else's kid, you know, and I could tell them, hey, this is what I try to do for my son. I'm gonna keep you from going where you finna go at, because I know about it, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to reach out to bad dads and be one of the people who is marching up and down the street saying, hey, don't kill all the kids. I want to be able to wear a t-shirt and say, hey, I had to save somebody. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I hope that my son look down on me and say, Dad, hey, I see you still working. You know, I see you trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's a you know, a great impact. You know, we hate for it to have to come on the heels of losing your sons, but that's a great impact that it causes you to go out and do. Sometimes it causes us to go out and do things that we probably should have done all the while, but as you said before, it doesn't hit the same way unless it's in your family, man. So, man, I'm glad you came out here have a conversation with us. I would love to at a later time talk with his moms and his siblings to see how they feel, man. But I'm glad you came through, man, and we'll continue to pray for your family, continue to pray your strength. That God continue to give you strength. I know, it can go well for some time, and out of the blue, maybe a thought that crossed your mind about both of your sons. It just, it just cause you to just sometimes just break down, man. But we love you. I love you, man. I appreciate you coming, man.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to us rapping again, brother.
All right, thank you, Pastor.
All right, my brother.
All right.
All right.